definite Nutella smell. Like, honestly. Heart attack. Good afternoon, folks. Happy New Year. One and not. I hope 2026 is treating you as gently as possible so far. Today we're talking about a new product that I didn't believe was new. We're talking about these 3 new kind of KitKat bars that, at least in Europe, are popping up all over the place. I've seen them here in Italy and saw them back home when I was over in Scotland for a few days over Christmas, and I genuinely thought that these had existed for years. It turns out I was thinking of like either an Australian, Kiwi or South African product that has existed for years, and we now have a kind of version of it in different flavours. Folks, I've eaten a lot of chocolate over the years, okay? I'd say give me a break, but that's a little bit too on brand. Today we are talking about these new bars from KitKat. There are actually 3 in the range. There's a double chocolate one that has a kind of blue wrapper, there's a hazelnut, and there's a salted caramel. And these essentially appear to be some kind of wannabe between a KitKat and a KitKat Chunky. We seem to have a couple layers of the kind of classic chocolate and wafer situation that a KitKat has, and then a little bit of filling in there too. So today we're going to test them and see if they're worth your money. So I think I'm going to be going with the salted caramel one first. From this one we can expect crispy wafer fingers covered with caramel flavour milk chocolate, big budget from Nestle, and white coating, take back what I just said, with a salted caramel filling. So we're expecting a kind of swirly, twirly outward exterior and then a kind of salted caramel situation in the middle. How much salt there will actually be in this salted caramel is always the question. A lot of the time companies will say salted caramel and it is just caramel, or it is caramel flavouring, which is even worse. So let's see. Oh my god, the smell's already arriving. I've already got that kind of artificial toffee smell assaulting my nostrils, but let's try and stay positive, folks. It's January after all. Getting in, this one is a bit broken because it did come with me in a rucksack back from Scotland, and we can see the kind of swirly twirly zebra vibes we've got going on the top, and a regular kind of KitKat base underneath. The only thing for me that has been truly triggering about this bar and these bars so far is the fact that a classic KitKat has 2 fingers. The kind of bigger KitKat has 4 fingers, and a KitKat Chunky is 1 finger with a kind of division in the middle to split it into 2. This instead tells me that 1 portion for the recommended serving size, which is always to be ignored, is 3 fingers, all of which are split into 2. What the hell am I supposed to do with 3? Anyway, so we break in and we can see that the filling is going to be absolutely nowhere near the kind of luscious, gooey, thick situation that we've got going on the packaging. It is instead just a kind of fudgy looking sugary mass above 2 very thin layers of wafer and a fairly generous amount of chocolate. Let's see how it tastes though. Unfortunately, as expected, the salt is absent. It is MIA. You can't taste it. There's nothing balanced about this. It is sugar and caramel flavouring. You can detect like a little bit in the aftertaste, the kind of caramel that's in the milk chocolate, that doesn't actually seem too far away from what brands like Hotel Chocolat do with their kind of salted caramel flavoured chocolate. But the difference is that chocolate is milky, it is creamy, and you can get a little bit of the salt in there, and it's what makes it all balanced, and it's what makes you want to go back for more. This, instead, it's like I put a piece of Twix and a piece of KitKat in my mouth at the same time. It's just very... It tastes, and this is going to sound ridiculous, it tastes like the early 2000s. Is what this tastes like. It doesn't taste like a new product that has come out in 2025 of all years. This tastes like something from a Celebrations box 25 years ago. This tastes like every caramel chocolate that I avoided as a child when I was a child a very long time ago. It just doesn't... It's not that it needs to taste new and exciting. It's just there are so many ways that this could taste less fake than it is. If you like the taste of a Twix, you're gonna like this. That's all I can say about it. It doesn't taste any different. The caramel flavour is very basic. It's super sweet. It kind of takes away even from the nice flavour of a KitKat, in my opinion. The salt is absent. It's an absolutely bog standard 2 out of 5. In terms of, you know, the fact it's bigger and a shading thing, okay. I've never in my life felt the urge to shade a KitKat because the whole idea is that they are this size, or at most this size. It's just fine. You know, it's there. Do I think it's a product that'll stick around? Probably not. The design is kind of funky, and again, like some of the more interesting mainstream chocolate products that seem to be released in the Southern Hemisphere but not in the Northern Hemisphere. So for that, you know, okay. Would I buy this ever again? No. Moving on. We have the hazelnut KitKat. Again, kind of zebra vibes going on in the front, and from the illustration, it looks like we're gonna have almost Nutella vibes in here. Looks like we're gonna have thick, luscious layer of nocciolata, of that chocolate hazelnut vibe going on here. From this one, we can expect crispy wafer fingers covered with milk chocolate and dark chocolate with a hazelnut filling. Obviously. It does contain some actual hazelnut paste as well as flavorings, so I'm very interested to see if this is actually going to taste like hazelnut or if it's going to taste super fake. Opening up, you can see we have a slightly darker but still zebrified design on top. Definite Nutella smell. Like almost heart attack, like almost identical, the smell. Again, almost none of that kind of luscious, laughably luscious looking filling on top. Instead, we have those layers of kind of grey wafer that a KitKat usually contains with, again, a kind of sugary, fudgy, solid looking filling on top. But let's see how it tastes. Okay. Somehow they managed to make this one taste even sweeter than the caramel one, which just chemically speaking is quite impressive. I will have it stated for the record that I am typically already a very loose woman when it comes to anything chocolate and hazelnut. Anything Nutella, gianduja, chocolate and hazelnut, I am there. And I'm probably going to enjoy it unless it's super, super fake. This is basically like if Ferrero released a kind of wafer-based chocolate hazelnut thing. You could tell me this is a Kinder Bueno related product and I would believe you. It's sweet, it's milky, it's creamy. It's got the KitKat flavor, but it also tastes like there's actual Nutella in there. It's everything you want from a mainstream supermarket chocolate hazelnut product. It's sweet, it's super rich, and it's delicious. It tastes like what it's gonna say it's gonna taste like. The chocolate flavor is obviously a little bit stronger because there's that kind of darker chocolate in there. It tastes like you're getting much more for your money in terms of flavor, in terms of richness, in terms of just delivering on what it says it's gonna deliver on. And, you know, it's not the absolute best, most mind-blowing thing I've ever eaten, but it's certainly good and it's doing what it says it's gonna do. That I would give a solid 4 out of 5. If you guys have tasted these bars, especially if you've tasted that other kind of double chocolate one, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. This truly, as I kind of expected, as with most salted caramel products, despite the fact salted caramel has been a trend for about 14 years now, and so many brands do it so bloody badly, this doesn't surprise me. Leave it alone, leave it on the shelf. Let them know that they've made a big mistake. This one, on the other hand, folks, genuinely wouldn't mind recommending this to anyone who's a fan of anything chocolatey and hazelnutty. But as I say, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. That is all I have time for today. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, and I will see you for the next one.